What's up guys, this is the Mexikent and I'm back with another fresh drinks review for you today. Today we're going to be exploring the Copeland spiced apple and blackcurrant gin. I had to remind myself of precisely what was in this bad boy. This is an Aldi gin, kicking in around $45 to $50. Yeah, it looks quite, look at the colour. I had to buy this. Spiced apple and blackcurrant as well. Yeah, a bit different. Yeah, it's from the, I'm not even going to pronounce that, Donaghadee County Down. Yeah, can't quite pronounce that. It's probably an Irish thing. But I'll read you the back here. The wild and remarkable will tell their story about an island formed by endless flow over rocks and reefs, stepping stones where Ireland and Scotland almost meet, a history shaped by tales of smugglers and savage ocean battles, a place full of coastal spirit. I'm assuming it's talking about Ireland, I guess. Doesn't really tell you much about the gin, does it? But yes, I'm going to be reviewing this in the three. Oh, sorry, I should probably tell you how much the percentage. 37.8 at 21 standards for the 700ml bottle. There you go. But yeah, I'll be reviewing it the three standard ways. Tom Collins doesn't really work in this one, simply because it's a flavorful gin rather than your standard run-of-the-mill London Dry. So yeah, you wouldn't want to do it in Tom Collins because it'll kind of throw off the flavor profile, and that was the fourth version I'll do. But otherwise, I've got it straight, I've got it with ice as standard, and I've got it in a gin and tonic, and I am using the Fever Tree Indian tonic water. Not my favorite tonic, as suggested by actually, no, it doesn't say your favorite tonic, I thought it did. But yeah, it reckons the perfect serve is the highball or preferred gin glass. I've gone with highball, naturally. Fill with fresh ice. I actually really did fill it up this time. 30 mils of Copeland spiced apple, so I used a standard shot glass. Remember, the standard shot glass is 30 mils. And 150 mils of Indian tonic water. This is a 200ml bottle. I've probably used a little bit more, but that's what happens when you're trying to fill a glass. And then you garnish with a fresh slice of apple, which obviously I just don't have because I don't eat a lot of fruit. I like my vegetables. I'm not a fruit person, so there you go. So we'll get into it straight. Let's see what happens. That smells like a gin. I'm not getting a lot of fruit on that. A little bit of fruit. Like a tiny bit of spiced apple, but nothing else. It's palatable. It's palatable, to say the least. Not much more I can say about it straight. It's certainly not a gin you would drink straight, I think. Let's have it on the rocks. Having it on the rocks is important because the extra water can occasionally bring out the flavor. That's what you do with whiskey, for instance. You add a droplet of water and it does something with the alcohol content because it's mostly oxygen and hydrogen, and that's how you make a alcohol chain. And apparently the one drop of water does something to it. I'm not a scientist, but apparently it does. That's the theory of having it on the rocks. Long story short, so we'll see if it's done something to this gin. Yeah, probably better than on having it straight, simply because it's got that chilled factor to it, which is obviously quite nice in an alcoholic beverage. With the exceptions of a hot toddy or a warm mead, you generally do want them cold. So, yeah, having it over ice was slightly better, but not great. Frankly, it's not the kind of gin you would, and you don't really shot gin, but you got to try it on its own anyway. But this is the perfect serve minus the apple, so we'll see how this goes. In fairness, that is quite nice. Yeah, I'm mostly getting the Fever Tree tonic water. Still very palatable, very palatable. Yeah, the blackcurrant is coming out a little bit when you've got the tonic water. I'm guessing because the bubbles are making the flavors mix up a bit, and then it's rising through and entering my nose, my nasal passages. It's pretty good. That's actually pretty good with the tonic water, actually. I'm gonna add the rest of these because there's no point having them straight or on the rocks. Wish I had a spoon with me. I don't, so I have to hope that mixes itself up. You can see how it's clearly not mixed up. You see how it's paler here and a lot heavier here, so I clearly haven't mixed that very well. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, definitely a gin and tonic gin though. Yeah, it's definitely a gin and tonic gin. Yeah, you wouldn't be having this on its own. The flavors don't come through strong enough. It's probably a bit too strong to be having straight as well. Like I said, it's 38.7, wasn't it? Yeah, 37.8. Sorry, got those numbers back to front. Yeah, just have it with the tonic water. I would probably recommend a it says Indian tonic water, but I think a Mediterranean would probably go a bit better with this. Brings that citrus flavor out. Even the Strangelove Dirty Tonic would go quite well. As long as you don't use too much, you actually stick to the 150 mils because you wouldn't want to overbalance the flavors that were coming from the gin. But I think the Dirty Tonic would actually give a bit of that that spiced flavor. It would let it come through a bit more. And that's what's good about the Strangelove Dirty Tonic. They use a bit more of the bark of the I was going to say quinoa, but that's wrong. Quinine tree. Quinoa. I lost the plot for a second there. But yeah, they use a bit more of the bark from the tree, so it adds a bit to that spice. So I think if you balanced it well with the correct amount of gin and the tonic, I think that would go quite well together. But what will I give it out of 10? 7 Copelands out of 10 spiced apple and blackcurrant gins. I had to read the bottle there. It lacks versatility. You can't drink it straight. You can't really drink it on the rocks. You can't put it in a cocktail. Your only option is a gin and tonic. And while it's nice in a gin and tonic, yeah, there's nothing else you can drink it with. That said, on the cheap side, it's pretty good. So, and also nice pink colour. You don't see that in many gins, and also not have it be sickeningly sweet, because Gordon's has a pink gin. It's just pretty gross. Although they changed the recipe on that. I speak a lie. They did change the recipe. I'm pretty certain, and it tastes a lot better than it used to. That said, yeah, you don't get a lot of pink gins that aren't sickeningly sweet. So if you want a bit of a splash, a bit of colour in your drink, this might do it for you. If you like the content, guys, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. If you want to watch another video, it'll be another gin video. Go ahead and click that button right there. Once again, guys, this is the Mexikent, signing off.